Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brian, I'm from Pangaea Retreat, and I am in Bulgaria right now, just hanging out with the Udaya yoga crew. We've been filming back-to-back yoga classes for a few days now, and that's just amazing, such an incredible vibe. And I just wanted to check in with you guys out there on the interworld and just invade your space for a while. And I guess I've been doing so much yoga the last few days that I just kind of felt inspired to talk about why I got into yoga in the first place, and you know what yoga means to me. You know, I came to yoga because I had a really bad back injury, you know, many years ago, and I kind of bounced around from doctors to physios to massage therapists, and I had all the treatments, chiropractors, the creaky door, chiropractors, and nobody had any answers for me. Nobody could fix it. Nobody really helped it, and kind of a last resort, I just tried yoga. And you know, I remember within 2 weeks and maybe like 2 or 3 classes, like I was astounded at the difference that yoga made for my back. You know, it was a lower back injury, and if anybody's had that before, it's absolutely killer. And you know, like 2 or 3 classes made such a difference to me. I couldn't believe it. Like, for the first time in a couple of years at that point, I was getting out of bed like in the morning, like without this excruciating pain and stiffness in my back. So I was blown away, you know, and to think that yoga could help my back within a matter of weeks, I was hooked, you know. I just carried on practicing yoga with no intention and no real thought behind it. Just, it felt so good for my body. So I carried on doing yoga, and of course my body got more relaxed in all these places that I didn't even know I had tension. And you know, almost unintentionally and without even thinking about it, you know, just over the next few years practicing yoga, I started to change. Like my mental patterns started to change. I started to kind of become more aware of myself and my negative thought patterns and my negative actions and my negative behaviors. And you know, looking back on it, I see it was the yoga. You know, the yoga really kind of opened my mind, I suppose. You know, for my friends that knew me back in the day, like I've changed so much. I've become more sensitive to myself. You know, and what I mean by that is, like, you know, more sensitive to where my body feels. You know, even, you know, it's led me to like a healthier diet, because I eat food now and I can notice straight away like how it affects my body and my thoughts as well. You know, it really helped me realize my negative thoughts and my negative thought patterns and the way I was reacting to situations in life. And it kind of helped me see that there's always another way to react to whatever the situation is, you know. As tough as it is, or even the good situations, you know, yoga helped me kind of slow down my thought processes and watch my thoughts kind of one by one as they were happening. You know, if something happens to you, whether it's a good or bad situation, you know, you often have a first thought, and I personally used to just act on my first thought straight away without thinking. And you know, yoga kind of helped me slow that process down and showed me that I can watch each thought and kind of choose the best one for the moment. And it helped me taught me to breathe as well. I mean, that's, you know, it sounds silly for people who don't do yoga, like breathing. Like, we all know how to breathe, but you know, until you've got a bit of a yoga practice going on, you don't know that you've not been breathing properly since you were a baby, you know. Yeah, and emotionally as well, it helped me, I think, as a man. You know, perhaps the males out there kind of can relate to this a lot more. We tend to hide away from our emotions, and you know, something happens in life, an emotion comes up, and it's kind of natural for men to be like, forget about that, you know, I'm a tough man, I'll just kind of work through it. But you know, yoga helped me like realize that it's okay to feel your emotions and to act on them, you know, not all the time. I mean, this is what I was mentioning before. Like, if you have an emotion, you know, anger, especially anxiety, nerves, yoga helps you find the space between feeling the emotion and manifesting it, you know, in your life. Gives you that time to think about it and think, you know, is this really the best way forward, this emotion, expressing this emotion, you know. And even with the positive emotions, you know, it actually helps you. You know, you've become a lot more comfortable with your emotions, and you realize that we are emotional beings, and it's okay to be sad or scared or nervous or upset or angry. You know, it's okay to have those feelings. Those feelings are normal, but it's, you know, it's how we handle them, how we manifest them, you know. So for me, I could go on for hours and hours and hours talking about how amazing yoga is, how amazing it is for me. And how it changed my life, you know. But in this day and age. We don't have hours to sit on YouTube, do we? But yeah, so that's just a little bit of my little yoga story, and how it's made such a massive difference in my life. And you know, that's why I like to talk about it, and that's why I like to come to events like this with Udaya Yoga, because you just get to hang out with so many amazing people that are all on the same mission. You know, yoga really does affect everybody, you know, and I always try and urge people to get into yoga and just give it another try, because sometimes people feel bored or intimidated and they're not sure what's going on, especially a lot of classes are led in Sanskrit and that can be intimidating. But I always urge people just to give it another shot, stick to it for a few weeks or a couple of months, and just watch the changes. You know, it's phenomenal. There's no limit to how much yoga can change your life, and that's a little bit of my story, and I hope you all enjoy it. I hope you stay till the end. I know it's a tough ask these days to watch a 6-minute video on YouTube, but yeah, I'd love to hear from anybody out there. Like, if we've connected this week, or if we know each other from somewhere else, or if we're new friends, drop us a line. Get on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as well, and check out Pangaea Retreat, and I hope to see you all in the future. Peace.